In Red Dead Online, there are 5 different roles, those being Bounty Hunter, Collector, Trader, Moonshine, and Naturalist. It's very common for a player's favourite role to be the Bounty Hunter role and their least favourite to be the Naturalist. One of the main reasons for that is the Bounty Hunter involves loads of fun combat, and the Naturalist is sort of a very slow role where you're spending a lot of time just going to chance encounters and stuff like that. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my favourite role, which isn't the Bounty Hunter role. Now, ever since this role released in Red Dead Online, it has always been my favourite role. It's always been my favourite bit of content in Red Dead Online. I just thought that when this update did launch, Rockstar did the content part of it perfect. I thought that everything when it came to the content was very well done. Obviously, it brought loads of different bugs like every other Red Dead Online update has, but I thought the content was very well made. So in today's video, we're going to go through that role and why it's my favourite. But just before we do get into all of that, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any content just like this. Are you interested in starting your own gaming channel on YouTube, but simply don't know where to start? Well, I've got just the thing for you. By using the link in the description and the pinned comment, you can get access to a 50-minute free training session with a YouTube expert. And believe it or not, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about someone who has monetized many YouTube channels, one of them even being this channel right here, which I then took over. Some of the other channels he's monetized includes Joas97, Foot Fanatic, and Open Vision. And of course, he's helped other gamers monetize their own YouTube channels. He's even been helping me monetize my very own YouTube channel from scratch, and the first video I uploaded got over 30,000 views in about a month, which is insane. So the man behind all this is Jamie. Jamie is an expert when it comes to helping YouTube channels grow and improving your skills as a content creator. So I really can comfortably say that if you work with Jamie, the quality of your videos will improve drastically, and that really just is the case. So if you are interested in starting your own gaming YouTube channel, or even if you're not, then you might as well go to the link in the description. It really is just a gift. You get 50 minutes with a YouTube expert for completely free. So go down into the description or the pinned comment and check it out. So first of all, I'm going to simply start by saying what this role is. And it's not the Trader role, like we've said, it's not the Naturalist or the Bounty Hunter role, it's not the Collector role, and it is the Moonshine role. Now, you might agree with this might be your favourite role too. It's certainly not one of the more disliked roles, I don't think, anyway. I wouldn't be too sure on that, but generally I think people tend to like this role. So to get into this role, you are going to need 25 gold bars. Now that is a little bit on the pricey side. Obviously the only other role that requires that is the Naturalist role, and those are the 2 newer roles. The other roles all came together in a Frontier Pursuits update, those being Bounty Hunter, Collector, and Trader, and those all cost 15. Now I think it is a little bit odd for the Naturalist to be 25, but I can see the reasoning for the Moonshine role to be 25 gold bars, and there's a big reason for that, and that is that you get a property. When this update did release in December of 2019, it was very popular, the fact that we were going to be getting our first ever property. Obviously that's excluding the camp, but I don't really think you can count that. A big downside to this property was that you couldn't really customize it, at least not really on the outside. On the inside of the property, you could add different paintings, you could change the decor in the Moonshine bar and everything like that. But when it came to the outside of the property, it just looked bland, and it was the same for every single player. Now, there were 5 different locations you could choose for this property, and I think that is a really nice feature. Obviously, you couldn't just really scatter it anywhere around the map, that just simply wouldn't work. And obviously, if players were able to customize the outside, it would be a bit of a mess, but maybe they could have made it so that if you did customize the outside of your property, only you could see those customizations. Obviously, if other players could see it, then they wouldn't see their own. It would just be a complete mess. But it did have players a bit disappointed, since it just felt like they couldn't really make the property their own. Nothing about it would really stand out. You could go into someone else's Moonshine shack, and it would just feel the exact same. Now, something cool about this property is that there were upgrade options. You could add a Moonshine bar like we just spoke about. Now, there was a bit of an issue I found with this, that to add decorations to your Moonshine bar could set you back 10 or even 15 gold bars. Now, this does add some very nice customization, but that is a lot of gold, especially if you are a beginner player. But obviously at the same time, if you are a beginner player, then you shouldn't really be purchasing these sort of items. The good thing was the upgrades didn't cost this much. Anything that actually affected the gameplay didn't cost this much at all. You could get the Moonshine bar expansion for about $950, and then the same goes with the band expansion. Now these could both be used to access new daily challenges, which was a really nice feature. And that then did give some reason to actually go ahead and purchase these upgrades. They weren't just pointless. In a lot of ways, this Moonshine role was very similar to the trader role. The main reason for that is that it was a business. It wasn't like the bounty hunter and the collector role where you sort of just did your own thing and you were just by yourself. This is a business. This is run with you and Marcel. And something really cool about this business is the replayability. The first part of that is the story missions. Something really cool about this role is that there were 6 story missions. Now these story missions actually had some really unique gameplay. They brought some really cool missions to the game. And you would actually have to go ahead and complete these story missions to be able to get everything unlocked inside of your Moonshine Shack. And I actually found these missions to be quite interesting. Obviously they weren't extremely long, it was nothing like the Red Dead story or anything like that, but it was really cool to have this in Red Dead Online as part of a role. We hadn't really seen that before. And as of making this video almost 2 years later, we haven't actually seen anything since that. This is still currently the only role in Red Dead Online to have its own story missions. Now, something I thought that was really cool with these story missions is that you could then go ahead and replay them. Like, you wouldn't just have to replay them just as they were, you could actually go ahead and change the difficulty. Now, we've seen this with a lot of missions in Red Dead Online, but I think this is a really nice feature. It just gives more of a reason to go back and play them again, especially because it does change up the gameplay a bit. So if I was going to pick out the best part of the Moonshine role, I'd probably have to go with the story missions. I think that this makes the role really unique. Now, on the business side of things of this Moonshine role, you were able to produce Moonshine, then you could just wait an hour, do your own thing, and then come back and sell it. And this was actually a very good money-making method. Now, I'm saying that in the past as if it's not still a good money-making method. It is still a very good money-making method. And I do actually have a video going through the whole Moonshine role, and if you are interested in watching that, then a link to that can be found in the description below. That video will go through everything from starting the Moonshine role to making the most amount of money from it. So this business is something that I think is a really nice design from Rockstar. Now, this is something we've seen in GTA as well, where basically you just start producing the Moonshine, you don't really have to do anything for that, and then you just come back in an hour and then you sell it. Now at first the money you'll be getting won't be that good because you do actually have to upgrade the business, and this is really nice since it gives much more reason to actually keep playing the role. Like we have with the other roles, we have the role levels. Now each time you level up, then you will unlock something within the role. Something I would love to see one day, which we saw with the Bounty Hunter role, is an expansion to the Moonshine role. I'm not really sure how this would work, but it would just be something cool to see. Now obviously I wouldn't want this just to be the only content update that was part of the update. That would not go down well with players at all, but it would just be a nice update to see along with something else. Now these sell missions actually had a bit of variety to them. There were different locations where you'd have to sell this Moonshine, and sometimes you would actually get stopped by revenue agents and then you would be involved in some combat. Now you can actually go ahead and fight these revenue agents outside of sell missions to reduce the price of making Moonshine, allowing for more profit. These can be found as random encounters, or you can go inside of your Moonshine Shack and then just start them by going over to Maggie. I personally don't tend to do this that often, but it is really nice to have, and if you're looking to level up the Moonshine role, then this is a good method for that. So there you go, the Moonshine role is my favourite role in Red Dead Online, and that is why. I would love to hear what your favourite role in Red Dead Online is down in the comments, and I'll be sure to respond to every single comment like I always do. If your favourite role in Red Dead Online is the Moonshine role too, then I would love to hear why down in the comments. If you did enjoy this video though, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any content just like this. And be sure to check out the 50-minute free training session to start your own YouTube gaming channel. A link to that can be found in the description and the pinned comment. So, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.